Unscripted.
Now that the smoke has settled a little bit with the launches of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, we're starting to get a little bit of a clearer picture exactly to what's going on and to exactly how these consoles are different and exactly how these consoles are going to be competitive with each other. So yeah, I think that that's going to be very interesting to see how that sort of plays out in the long run. With that being said, you have people all around talking up the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 and what it means for them, and I think for me personally, a lot of people ask me, what do you think about this next generation? And I'm a little bit conflicted about some of it, right? Like, I do think that this is a really cool generation. I think that both these companies put a lot of effort into what they were kind of putting out there. I also think that, as far as I can tell, Sony is the much more traditional company, and I think that's fine. If you are an Xbox fan, 100%, I think that it's fine. I'm an Xbox fan too. I had really hoped against hope that they would really go out and sort of produce something a little bit more traditional and maybe try to go after that console gamer in a way that they hadn't really done in a long time, and that doesn't look to be the case, unfortunately, for me anyway. Like, if you absolutely love the idea of taking your phone and streaming a game, and you think 5G is the future, and that's going to be the norm, and you play on a PC and a console and this, then you're probably seventh heaven with Microsoft. For me personally, I'm 100% a console gamer. I couldn't care less about playing while I'm going to the bathroom or whatever. I don't, to be honest with you, outside of just going to work and stuff, there's no other places that I go where I would need to take gaming with me where I'm not already busy doing something else. So that stuff is irrelevant to me, and plus that, I've had a Vita and a 3DS for a long time, and again, most of the time I don't even get the chance to play those, because if I'm home, I pretty much want to play my consoles. So I just spent all this money on a new TV so that I'm able to experience the 4K 120 hertz. So yeah, you could say I'm definitely into the whole console thing. And with that being said, I'm not trying to knock anybody that's thinking differently. I'm just saying, for me, Sony really kind of thinks in a sort of way that I can respond to and respect a lot more than what Microsoft is trying to do. Microsoft, even today, had some very interesting comments on the whole console, where they were asked directly by investors, and I found their answer to be very interesting and very different from what Sony's doing, and I want to get into that and what Sony's talking about as well. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. And if you're looking for a way to help out a small little kind of pissant channel like mine, that's the best way to do it, to be quite frank with you. A simple like, it goes a long way. You can hit the bell so you're notified of all the content. You can also feel free to subscribe. That's always welcome too. So shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You're all amazing people, so give yourselves a pat on the back, and just let me know what you think and how, what would you like me to cover in the future. Like, the consoles are here, we're all just kind of doing our thing, playing some games and stuff like that. So gonna be interesting to see how this works out, but I do hope that you all sort of stick around and just have some fun. Okay, so with that being said, there was a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all, so there was an investor meeting from Microsoft, and Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella was talking to investors, and what's very much interesting was they were talking about the strategy and stuff like that. He reiterated his vision for Xbox going forward when asked about the rivalry with Sony and the PlayStation 5. Obviously, the company wants to reach as many people as possible and believes that its Netflix for games approach is the right direction. Meanwhile, Sony's taken a different approach with the PS5, as it appears to keep focused on exclusive content that can only be played on PlayStation. Now, during Microsoft's annual meeting with shareholders, Nadella was asked what the Redmond-based company is doing to set its new Xbox Series X/S apart from the PS5 to win the console generation. What was directly asked was, what is being done to set Xbox apart from the PS5 to win the console war? Microsoft's head of investor relations, Mike Spencer, asked. So this is the head of investor relations, right? You have investors asking you specifically about the console war. In his response, Satya Nadella mentioned the power of Microsoft's next-gen console, but also highlighted Microsoft's broader vision for gaming. He says, and I quote, "First thing, we are very excited about the new console launches in the market. We always have sort of focused on ensuring that our gamer community that counts on us to produce the best consoles as a new generation of consoles, which are powerful and really great for gameplay. And we are supporting it with the best content, with the best community." The executive also said, "The broader vision we have is to ensure that 3 billion gamers out there are able to play their games anywhere they want, with all their content they want, with whom they want, and that's really what we are building our strategy around. You've seen us double our content portfolio with the ZeniMax acquisition. You see us make advances in our community efforts and our subscription offers with Game Pass, and that's what you can expect from us. We are absolutely very, very much focused on gaming and ensuring that all the 3 billion gamers around the world get the best content, best community, and the best cloud services to power all their gaming experiences going forward." So he didn't really mention the PlayStation console in the reply, but again, they've said for a while that they don't really consider Sony competition, and I wouldn't either if I was getting my butt kicked over and over again that way. So they really kind of shows how far they've really kind of been chased off the beaten path, which is very interesting to say the least. When it comes to sort of his response or whatever, I think that whole quote-unquote 3 billion gamer remark is sort of kind of the schmarmy remark that you would expect, given the fact that at the end of the day, it sort of is what it is. You know what I mean? There's not going to be 3 billion gamers that are going to be playing these types of games. Like, I feel like they really kind of cross wires or something in who wants to play what and things like that. And the reason why I say that is because there are people who play games on digital, like phone, mobile, stuff like that. Like my wife is one of them, my mom is one of them, but they play like the one of the billions of free phone games that you install that have ads and stuff like that. They're not going to pay money to subscribe to a service to play The Witcher 3. So I think that they maybe overestimate that need and that want for somebody just to play that. So I think that that's probably a bit of a mistake on their end. But at the same time, we did get some new news from Sony themselves, and I thought this was very something interesting. And again, this is something that I felt like was super interesting because one of the things that he talked about was these games that were playing better, have the most powerful console, and they were going to supposedly play better and stuff like that. And now, there's this huge list of games that come out that actually plays better, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which has a marketing deal with Microsoft. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, again. Dirt 5, again, that has a marketing deal. Immortals Phoenix Rising, NBA 2K21. These are games that, are playing better on a supposed lesser console, and Sony has announced and they were very clear and upfront with, hey, we have these games and we have this console that we put a lot of thought and effort into, and that's something that I feel like is going to be is going to really push the future of gaming pretty far. And so I do think that that's something that a lot of people sort of kind of didn't really give them enough credit for, is putting together a console that not only is a great console, but is a console that is out there doing sort of the best that it can do, and maybe even pushing it that much further. So Sony went and kind of reinvented itself with, hey, they've got this great stuff. They've got the DualSense controller, which is like the hands down probably the best controller that you could get. And then you even have places like Forbes and all these different articles that come out and they talk about these the differences and how the DualSense kind of makes games, even if games did have some kind of advantage. All right, think about this. Even if games did have some kind of advantage, like pixel wise or whatever on the Xbox Series X, does that really matter when you have a situation where the DualSense makes it that much better on the on the PlayStation, right? So what I mean by that is, you guys probably know Mooch. I do podcasts with him and stuff like that. For me personally, I got Call of Duty. My brother, I game share with my brother, and so I'm playing the game, and I didn't have to really pay anything for it, so that's cool. But you know, I'm playing it, and you know, I'm like, oh, this is cool, 120 hertz. It really does, you know, it's a cool thing or whatever. But then when you kind of get around to it and you start seeing, you know, Mooch, he had it on Xbox as well, and he goes, well, he goes, and he's a Mooch. If you guys know Mooch, he's a Mooch. He actually bought it on PlayStation 5, and he goes, dude, it's a completely different story on PlayStation 5. It really is. It really comes out and does some that DualSense makes it that much better on the PlayStation 5. It's like the immersion level is like tenfold on the PlayStation 5. So you know, I think that that's something that I keep seeing more and more of, is just that regardless of which console is actually playing a game better, we keep seeing that, you know, the DualSense makes games that much better on the PlayStation 5 as it is. I'm going to link all of this, though. I mean, what do you guys think about this? So they're saying, well, we've got the most powerful console. First of all, I laugh at the best content, because they obviously completely do not have the best content. So I'll go to war with anybody who claims that they have the best content, because they just clearly do not. They have the worst content out of the big three. You know, so and just having the best, quote, most powerful hardware on paper doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot either. So I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Stay safe, stay happy, healthy, all that good stuff. Game on, rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.